same surname as me as well. Madness, yeah.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks ever so much for tuning in. If you could just, if someone could leave a comment in the chat just to confirm that you can hear me, that would be fantastic.
This is the only
and
one.
I think producer Paul has logged on and ready to go. So if Paul could just drop me a comment, that would be fantastic. Jonathan Trumbull there cheering on Matt Nash. So later on, it's a double header tonight in the second division of the IDL at Home League. We've got two games for you. And the first game is on your left there. That's Gary Barham taking on Rob Woods. And then the second game, that's the one that Jonathan will be interested in, is Matt Nash against Jamie Stokes. So that's the second game. So I'm not quite sure when that's going to be, but obviously it's a long format game, best of 15 legs. So we'll wait to see how that goes. So I just need to tune down Gary and Rob having a chat. Apologies. So let's try that again. Apologies. So I left up the fader. How embarrassing. So yes, Gary and Rob there, just warming up there, as you could hear. I'll just quickly flick on their screen, and that's all going well. Apologies to them for leaving their mic up. Hopefully they didn't say anything too incriminating. And then the second game is Matt Nash against Jamie Stokes, and that's from Division 2B. So 2A first, Gary Barham against Rob Woods, and then they're taking on and then 2B, Matt Nash and Jamie Stokes. So a couple of minutes away from starting. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys. So yeah, when you're ready to start, we're ready to go. Okay, so good luck. Okay. Okay. So just a few knacker issues, and then we'll be underway.
Right. There you go, Rob, mate. Switch going. All the best, mate. All right, all the best.
Okay, so we're ready to get underway. And if you're here to watch Gary Barham or Rob Woods, do leave a comment in the chat and let us know who you're cheering on, and we'll give you a mention on the stream.
$100.
And that's a nice start from Rob Woods.
Trace it.
So, long format match, remember, and as is always the way in the IDL at Home League, a nice long format singles league.
41.
And it's the first to 8 legs.
Hold on. Sorry, why? It's there you go. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Technical issue. Yeah.
A few knacker issues, but they'll soon sort themselves out. Yes, Division 2 double header tonight, so there are
45.
8 divisions in the IDL at Home League, and it goes from Premier and then 1 through to 7. So this is sort of the top middle
45
of the players that take part, over 100 of course in the IDL at Home League. Generally speaking, average-wise, and yes, we do get too carried away with averages, don't we? But generally speaking, you're looking around the 60 to 65 mark for these two. That's the sort of range that we're looking at. So
45.
Rob Woods has, of course, been on the stream a couple of times previously, so he should be more settled than Gary Barham, who has never been on before, so a slightly new experience for Gary.
81.
And he gets his first treble 20, which will settle him down nicely.
100.
And second ton of the leg for Woods to settle him down and get him down to the big fish. Still haven't seen a 170 yet on the stream, but we certainly hope so.
78.
That will happen sooner rather than later. So Woods has 6 darts from here to wrap up the first leg. And we'll give you a bit more information about both players as we go along.
90.
Lovely last dart. Gets him down to 80. And Barham applies some pressure. He's just starting to find his range, getting a bit closer to the treble 20.
25.
So 80 here for Woods, should get a chance at tops incoming.
40.
But he will be back. And it's good to see the dartboard of choice for players being utilised by both here, the Windmill Blade 5.
45.
Easily the most popular board of choice of all the players that we've had on the stream throughout the last year. Tops here for Woods.
Come down. No score. Right.
All very high from Woods, but he would expect to be back. 158 for Barham. Difficult combination. And it won't go now. So
58.
Barham does square it off to a ton, but Woods now more darts incoming. And he does get there eventually, so he gets his first leg on the board, and that will settle him down now that he has a foothold in this match. Well, very early days, of course, in the IDL at Home League. This season just kicked off a couple of weeks ago, and goes through to mid-May.
100. Good luck.
And finals night, I think, is the 14th of May, Friday the 14th. So you can arrange your games at your own convenience.
81.
And generally speaking, it's anywhere between sort of 7 and 9 league matches, depending on how many players there are in your division. And both players have
22.
kicked off their campaigns, although I think this is Woods', if I'm correct in saying this is Woods' first league match of the season. So nice to be on the stream for your first
60.
one. Both players in cup action this season already. Both actually suffered defeats in their cup matches. Both lost 7-3.
21.
Barham lost out to Jamie Stokes, who will be in the next match after this one against Matt Nash, and
26.
Woods lost out to Andy Blythe, although that's a very difficult match, of course, because Blythe, as we know, has been on this stream before, averaged 77 in that match. So Woods kept up with him scoring wise and averaged 69. So no disgrace in that particular match.
55.
Fairly even going in this leg, neither quite being able to find their rhythm, but very early days, and as we know with
21.
long format games, they'll settle down pretty quickly and then start to improve as it goes on, of course. Nice starts here from Woods.
100.
That's his third ton of the match. Just the 1 ton so far, hit at the start of this. Of this leg.
42.
So Woods has a lot of pressure on the Barham throw here. It seems to be finding his range
99.
slightly easier. So the 99 backs up the ton. Woods now leaves 80, which he left in the last leg, of course. And it is a nerve-wracking thing being on a stream for the first time. And as we always like to say, it can be very difficult to replicate in-person darts, but
40.
no miss there for Woods. It's very difficult to replicate in-person darts at the moment, of course, due to everything we're going through as a society, but streaming, it does add that extra bit of pressure, and hopefully it stands these players in good stead for when we're back out in the world. Great pressure there from Barham. Double 10 now for Woods. This is still to break the throw, and he does get there. So despite the 138 from Barham, Woods does break the throw in 23 darts, averaging just over 60, which is what we expected. That should creep up. Barham just hasn't quite
140.
Hasn't quite found his range yet, but I suspect that he will do. And a couple of shout outs on behalf of both players. Barham says a shout out to Lee Andrews.
60.
And Lee, of course, is another player in the IDL at Home League in the 2nd division. So hope to see Lee at some point on the stream.
45.
And Woods wants me to give a shout out to, wants a shout out for Jimmy, his father, who may well be watching, and his daughters Elsie and Ellie.
41.
And Jimmy, Elsie and Ellie will be pleased with the start that Woods has made here. 140 in this leg on his throw.
39.
And leads
Garbage.
2-0. So it's made a strong start. Barham will hope that he can reverse
26.
his fortunes very shortly.
$59.
A few shout outs in the chat actually for Rob, from James Woods and Harry George. Thank you guys for tuning in.
60.
Do consider subscribing while you're here. We'll have streams of various virtual leagues throughout the year.
41.
Obviously the IDL at Home League, that carries on throughout the year in various seasons. I believe we're aiming for 6 seasons this year. So we'll definitely bring you all of those. And those will run concurrently, of course, with
140.
That's a lovely visit from Barham there.
Yes, mate.
That makes things interesting in this 3rd leg. Yes, the IDL at Home League, the virtual stuff, that runs concurrently
137. Oh, great darts,
with the in-person stuff when it returns, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a second. 137 from the 177 for Woods. Great setup. And that changes the complexion of this leg, because he will be back for tops.
24.
For a 3-0 advantage. That's a great marker. Can he use it?
20.
Well, the first two couldn't get much closer. And, well, he should be back for... He'll be confident he'll be back for double 10. 150. Always a difficult outshot. And it won't go. Nice second dart from Barham, though.
84.
Double 10 then for Woods. I think that's in the 15. We need to tidy up from here. No, sorry, it's double 5.
Oh, I can't even wire everything. 10.
Well, he's not missing by much. He is on the wire, and as he alluded to there, but 66 now for Barham to steal and potentially get back into this match. So 16 now for tops.
46.
That's Barham's first real opportunity to break the throw in this match. Double 5 for Woods. Not missing by much. And now he's just come inside. So
no score.
Missed opportunity for Woods there to extend his lead to 3. Barham now can mop up. He just use that as a guide.
Yards,
and he does get there.
Yeah, mate. Deserve that. Yeah, mate. The first one was a bit of a blocker. I had to go over the top of it.
Barham breaks the throw, does adjust. So Woods will kick himself there because he had opportunities to hold his throw and extend his lead to 3-0. But Barham stuck at it and has
41.
broken the Woods throw and has a leg on the board as well. Just a bit of double trouble there for Woods, but he'll have to put that to the back of his mind. Scoring
60.
well. And scoring wise, 4 tons for Woods to Barham's 2. 140 each, 1 break of throw each. So fairly even going, as we suspected it would be. And well, Barham's kicked off his league campaign. He's had an 8-6 win against John Tough.
36.
And he had a 7-all draw with Lee Andrews, who we mentioned earlier. Generally averaging in the mid-60s. So we're just slightly down on that at the moment, but
41.
it's likely to increase as we go along.
123.
Yeah, lovely visit from Woods. Puts a lot of pressure on Barham now, who's been unable to find a treble in this leg so far. Well, yes, as the weeks go by, we creep ever closer to that
22.
May unlocking of society and indoor hospitality, of course, which affects
60.
darts and the potential return of leagues, or at least COVID secure leagues and opens, so certainly keep our fingers crossed for that. And as soon as we hear news of what the IDL
45.
venues can do, and we will certainly let you know that through our social media channels.
44.
And remember, that's at the Royal Surrey Snooker Club in Morden, the Spots and Stripes at London Bridge, and Riley's Victoria.
43.
Certainly advantage Woods in this leg. He looks pretty strong here to potentially break straight back.
121.
And he was looking for another signature setup there. He had a similar 137 to leave tops last time, and even, as I say that, of course, Barham had a similar 138 to leave tops. So these two certainly, in terms of their setup play,
26.
are doing very well indeed.
Oh, God.
6 darts from 57 for Woods. Strong favourite now in this
There's
leg.
3 left. Oh my God, what's going on? No score. No. Oh.
Oh, he's busted. I'm not entirely sure how he managed that, but he will be back.
26.
And lots of time on Woods' side, so he can just brush that to the back of his mind. Remember, we've got what?
2, mate. Yeah, nice start.
Yeah, lovely 2 dart combination there for Woods. He did recover well there after the disappointment of busting on the previous throw. Breaks back and now does get his 3rd leg on the board and looks to be starting strongly here in this 5th leg as well.
100.
Always nice to back up winning a leg or break a throw with a strong score of a ton or more. Barham looks to be replying in kind here.
180. Yeah, great darts.
Lovely maximum there for Barham. Just what the doctor ordered for him.
36.
Sorry, yes, of course, the bust was correct, wasn't it? Because it was double 17 and then the single 16. But then
81.
Then hit the single 20. But Woods recovered well on the next throw.
Really close for try. 100.
Another ton for Woods. His 8th of this match. He's certainly hitting those regularly. Barham here. Looks like he's found his range after that maximum.
60.
Very nice.
93.
So some good use of the other trebles there for Woods. And wow, this is a great leg from both players. What Barham would give for 140 here. Still on at this point.
83.
Certainly finding the treble with more regularity here, Barham. He's on to 2 dart combination. We'll be back for that. What kind of pressure will he be under? This is on a leg which Woods began, remember?
100.
Another ton for Woods.
Cheers.
3rd ton of the match. Sorry, of the leg, rather. Barham on 97. Knows this is a good opportunity. He's really carved this out well. Well, wanted treble 18, just pulled it.
$30.
Well, missed opportunity there, you feel, for Barham. Woods now 72. So this looks like to be a single 5. So we'll need 17, you think. Treble 17 would also be useful, but the single would leave the bull. And it's just gone awry there. So Barham will be back for
24. Terrible. No.
for 67. Will also start on the 17s, you would think. So needs to adjust here, Barham.
God. 39 left.
So no chance of the double.
13. 35.
Does leave double 16, but would breathe a sigh of relief, although needs to tidy up. He has 31 remaining, so has options, 7 or 19 perhaps.
Rubbish. 16. No.
Sorry, I had 37 left, apologies. So both on double 16. Tense stages of this match now, you feel. It's just reaching that crucial point of the match, this middle phase of the match.
24.
Difference between 3-2 and 4-1 is very substantial at this point, but Woods holds his nerve, takes out 32 for a 22 dart leg. That's actually his best leg of this match. Both scored very, very strongly there, but it's Woods who gets over the line and moves on to 4-1. So just a reminder that it is the first to 8 legs, but it is possible to draw as well in this league. So 7-all is the draw. So that's always the first target.
1 second, Gary. So I've just got a slight technical issue on my knacker. 1 sec. Oh, that's all right.
Hopefully nothing serious. Hopefully Rob can resolve it. Yeah, so 7-all is always a score of 7 legs is always the aim.
60.
Because then you guarantee yourself a point, then you're forcing your opponent to win the remaining legs to force the draw. So that's the first target that Rob will have in the back of his mind as he creeps ever closer to it. Woods may see an opening here.
100.
Another score of a ton. Woods has hit 10 tons in this match. Barham 2. One score of 140 or more. And of course Barham does have that max.
26.
So advantage Woods in leg 6. A treble here would really strengthen his cause.
Oh, terrible. 28.
But Barham not out of it yet.
$26. 81.
A few shout outs for those in the chat. Matador Darts and Josh Congor, thanks ever so much for tuning in.
45.
As always, much appreciated. And yeah, both players just starting to find their rhythm, as you say. And Mark Ward, thanks for watching, much appreciated.
60.
Just the 2 games tonight. And following this, it's Matt Nash against Jamie Stokes.
$60.
Looks like the picture quality's just improved a bit on the for both players, so that's good.
100.
Another ton for Woods, his second of this leg, and that's really proved the difference so far in this match. The scoring from Woods has meant he's had more opportunities at a double.
60.
And Woods does have 6 darts from here. It's double 16 now.
40.
But he will be back for that to potentially equal his best leg of the match, which is at 22 darts. I'm trying to leave a finish.
40.
And he does do.
Yeah, in one, mate.
Yeah, nice finish there from
Cheers, mate.
Woods. Gets his 5th leg on the board, equals his best leg of the match. 22 darts. And average just in the low 60s, just over 62.
140.
And a lovely start as well. That's his second 140. And again, right at the start of a leg, setting the tone. It's always a good... I mean, it's always nice to hit a 140, isn't it? But especially if you hit it at the start of a leg, it does really ram home that point. And looks to be in again here. Looks to be finding his range more regularly.
100.
And that will worry Barham, who hasn't been able to match it so far, although these are good darts. These are very good.
140.
Yeah, it's a nice reply. Nice reply. That's his second score of 140 or more. Woods in again.
96. Darts, mate.
So leaves himself a bogey, but won't be too concerned because it's a very strong leg
60.
on his own throw. And his average has just gone above the 65 number now, so he's starting to get into this.
81.
And gets down to a 2-dart combination. What pressure can Barham apply? Looks to be a fair amount.
140.
Yeah, lovely. So finding his range here, Barham. That's good. It'll remind Woods that he's not out of this yet. Barham down to a finish onto 1-2-1. Woods will have a chance at the bullseye here, you feel. Oh, didn't go that route, interestingly.
44.
So leaves tops, but Barham now has an opportunity at 1-2-1. 2 bites of the cherry here. We'll start on the 20s. It can't be done. And you can hear he's frustrated. So Woods will be back for
9.
tops, and this will be for a 16-dart leg.
Yeah, in 2, mate.
And he does get there.
Cheers.
Sorry, I just had a phone call. Apologies. Yeah, so fantastic leg of darts there from Woods. 17 darter, best of the match.
140.
But Barham now has hit 3 140s in 2 legs. So I suggest that this is going to be pretty close.
41.
And competitive in the next few legs at least. So Woods will be hoping he can just hold on here and hold off this late rally from Barham, who's clearly
45.
starting to find his range now. That can so often be the way, can't it, when you're in these long format games, that
140.
you may have a slow start, but
Thank you.
can plenty of time to get into it, and then it's just a case of hoping it's not too late. But 140 each in this 8th leg.
100.
Another ton for Barham. Again, case in point on his throw. He'll just look to
81.
just look to try and fill up that treble as much as he can now that he's found his range, and hoping that will apply pressure
40.
on the Woods throw in the next leg.
$59.
So both players were slightly disappointed there that they weren't able to keep themselves on a finish. I mean, they definitely will be after these visits, you feel. But yeah, very competitive, closely fought leg.
40.
Is that an opening for Woods? Woods has hit 12 tons in this match to Barham's 3. 3 scores of ton 40 for
60.
Woods to Barham's 4. And then, of course, Barham does have that max. Woods leaves Shanghai. Slightly easier of the 2 combinations. And the 136 won't go, so Woods with Shanghai to break the throw for the 4th time in this match. Well, he's just slipped into the 5, so Barham will be back for 90.
Oh, here we go. 12. Oh my God. 13. Oh, unbelievable.
So options here for Barham on 90.
No.
Woods is on 107, so a bit of pressure on this. One more will leave the bullseye. Wants the bull now.
Need 3.
Brilliant finish.
Yeah,
Brilliant finish from Barham.
Thanks,
That'll please him. Nothing like a bullseye finish, is there? And Barham gets his second leg on the board. This is the leg which will really interest Woods, though, because it's on his throw.
180.
And what a way to kick things off, because there's a max. His first of the match. We don't have a little 9 symbol. But if we did, it'll be next to Woods' name at this point. We haven't seen a 9 darter yet on the stream. I do live in hope.
100.
And it was a good effort there. 4 perfect darts in a row for Woods. And he'll be disappointed that he couldn't find another max, but it puts him in a very commanding position in this leg, which will
55.
potentially guarantee him a point and put him within 1 of victory. He'll be on a finish after these, you feel.
Oh, terrible. 45.
And I have jinxed him. I apologise for that. Barham will be pleased with the 21 darter in the last leg.
85.
You can just see that he's finding the treble 20 more regularly now than previously.
100.
Another ton for Woods. Gets him down to 76 after 12. It's very competitive indeed. We'd love that every leg, wouldn't we?
40.
And Woods does have 6 darts from 76. Oh, we started on the 16s. That's interesting. Tops then for 7-2.
Can't hit a tops 36.
Well, he's frustrated, but he will be back to potentially better his previous best leg.
50.
Barham leaves
Yeah,
190, but Woods does get there, so
Does.
great leg of darts for him. 16 darter. He also had a 17 darter earlier on as well. So Woods really found his rhythm there, and he'll be pleased because Barham is, as I say, scoring better, as you can see, and certainly having to work hard for it. So
43.
a great time for Woods to produce a 16 darter from the back pocket. So Woods now guaranteed a point. Needs 1 more leg for the victory.
100.
And Barham has to rattle off 5 legs in a row to force the draw. So Barham's first target will be to hold throw here,
62.
because we see it time and again, and we say it time and again, but when you're staring down the barrel, suddenly players can
92.
throw with a bit more freedom and put on a late rally. But Woods has found a treble in his first 2 visits to apply a fair amount of pressure. So Woods will hope to get this done here. He's playing very strongly indeed. Looks to be in again.
Oh, rubbish. 85.
Treble a turn though. Always going to ask the question of your opponent at the very least. Has the over 100 point advantage before these are thrown by Gary.
98.
Does find a treble. So just drags himself back into this. Woods though will still fancy his chances, although needs to recover.
22.
Just stutters there, so Barham now hoping to find his range once more. That's a good start.
85.
So as Barham is down to a finish first. He's thrown well in the last few visits.
84.
Woods joins him on a more useful 118. The 153 won't go, so
57.
nice last dart from Barham. So only one treble needed in this combination for Woods, but I think that is a single 5, judging from his reaction as well. So 96 for Barham when he comes back to keep him in this match and to peg one leg back.
78.
Yep, so he leaves top, so lots of pressure.
Sorry, mate. Hang on. Let me just check that. 24.
It looks like 78 to me. 519 and 54. Yep.
Yeah, 78. No.
Yep, you were right, Rob. You were right. So 96 then for Barham to keep himself in this match. Woods will have match darts otherwise if this doesn't go. 2 bites of the cherry. Oh, that's a lovely first dart. Double 18. Needs to adjust now.
78.
That's unlucky. There's a great first dart to carve out that opportunity. Woods now has tops for the match. Needs to adjust.
30.
Well, that last dart was right on the wire, so but it doesn't go, so Barham has a reprieve. Double 9. Not easy, as Rod Harrington would say. It's the hardest switch on the board. Double 9, here we go. For Barham to keep himself in, unless he splits it, of course. Composes himself. That's on the wire. Doesn't want to go inside, and he does do. So, double 5 for Woods. Not the easiest. He has hit this in this match before now.
Yeah, in one, mate.
And he does get there, so a good effort from Woods there. So let me just fade them down and I'll read out the stats for you. Yeah, very good performance there for Woods. He'll be very pleased with that. Averaging just under 68, which is pretty good going in an 8-2 victory. 16 dart leg there and a 17 dart leg as well in amongst them. Good stuff. And really, like the most telling statistic there is the 15 tons to Barham's 3, and fairly even in the other 2 scoring stakes. But yeah, it was those relentless tons that Woods was able to hit that carved out those more opportunities at double. So yeah, good performance there from Woods. We wish both Woods and Barham all the best for the rest of the season. And coming up next, we've got our second game of the night, Matt Nash against Jamie Stokes. So just stay tuned and we'll get that one set up. Thank you. Okay, a couple of minutes away, imminent from starting. So it's Matt Nash now taking on Jamie Stokes. This is from Division 2B. So I'm just going to give a message through to the players and then we'll be ready to start. The picture should improve as we go along for both players. So sorry it's not the clearest, but it should improve as we go along. And do let us know who you're cheering in the comments, of course. Okay, guys, if you have 6, and then you can start. Good luck to you both. Oh, yes, and yeah, turn that off. Yes, it's a classic of having the YouTube stream on while you're playing, because there's a massive delay. So it's very off-putting. I don't know what it would be like to play when you can hear someone commentating on you. That would be an interesting experience, wouldn't it? But thankfully we've switched that off now. So Jamie won the bull and he'll get us underway. Sorry, I didn't turn the desktop sound on. Sorry, apologies.
When you are, man. All the best, fella. All the best. Have a good game.
Yeah,
I'm off, yeah? Yeah. Okay, Sam.
Yeah, so what happened there was Jamie had the YouTube link playing while he was warming up, and you could hear me commentating while I was also talking to him. So it was a very meta experience.
100. Okay, good luck.
I'll start there for Nash, and as I say, you know, we can only work with
137.
what we can. So this should be a nice competitive game, this, between Nash and Stokes. Nash has played 5 and won 5 in his campaign so far.
41.
And let's have a look at the comments to see who is cheering
100.
on. And Nash has made a very nice start here indeed. Sorry, Stokes has. And
85.
this is a good competitive game that we hoped that it would be, or certainly a good strong start anyway. Yeah, Stokes has got a connection to the first game
97.
that we saw, Gary Barham and Rob Woods, because he beat Gary Barham 7-3 in the Cup. So that gives you some idea. He's flown out the blocks here, as you can see.
60.
And he's got 6 darts from 109.
Oh, God. 32.
But he will be back.
Wow. $24.
And 6 darts here for Stokes from 77. So plenty of time. Doesn't have to go the bull route and chooses not to. Turns it down.
Oh, God. 51.
And actually leaves 26. He's miscounted. You can just hear him in the background there. So Stokes may go straight at this, and he does choose to. Right-hander, so now wants double 6.
Third dart, buddy.
And does get there, so
Cheers, dude.
really nice leg of darts that for Stokes. 21 darter. Holds his throw. And this may be the sternest test that Nash has faced so far this season. Stokes has got his campaign underway in the league as well. 7-all draw with Darryl Clark. 8-3 loss to Tina Naylan.
26.
He's been averaging just above 60 in that sort of ballpark.
60.
I believe this is the first time he's been on the stream as well, so a new experience for him. It's a lovely setup he has there. It's on the back of a door, possibly.
45.
Nice setup for Nash as well. Both have got windmill surrounds and windmill blade 5s as well. It's definitely the most popular board, isn't it?
81.
And Nash, as I say, he's enjoyed a very strong start to his season. Tops the league at the moment.
96.
In 2B. So the game we saw earlier was 2A. This is 2B, which is on the same tier, but
100.
That runs parallel. And yeah, Matt Nash has been averaging between 64 and 70.
58.
Two of his victories actually this season were 70 plus averages.
60.
And some of his victories were an 8-5 win over Tina Nayland, included a 118 checkout, a 17 darter.
81. Yeah, good up.
An 8-1 win over Alan Thorpe with two 180s, and then an 8-5 win over John Badger.
60.
And then an 8-4 win over Sam Cheshire.
42.
So Stokes then with the first opportunity. 140 won't go. Great opportunity to apply some pressure on
78.
on the Nash throw. Does do with that last dart. So Nash here needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat. These look pretty good. First dart was in the treble 20. The second dart just shy of the treble 19.
96. 117.
It's a lovely last dart to leave double 18. Stokes here wanted single 16 to leave tops.
22.
But he missed it. That was his frustration. So double 18 now for Nash.
Yeah, well played, buddy.
And does get there, so levels things up with a 22 dart leg and a hold of throw as well. Both averaging in the high 60s. So strong start for both players.
140.
Lovely visit for Stokes. It's great to hear that the game's being played in a good spirit. It's what we come to expect
100.
nowadays. And that's a nice reply from Nash. 140 followed by the ton.
Oh, God. 82. Yeah, 82.
Yes. Of course, that's the other thing, isn't it, with virtual at home darts? You have to count your own scores. There's not the luxury of having a referee.
85.
I've been enjoying that on the Modus side of things. Don't turn over the channel, of course, and watch that instead. You want to watch this. But
134.
lovely visit there from Stokes. Absolutely flying in this one on his throw. You can see the averages have jettisoned up for both players into the 70s.
41.
Both are, I'm fairly right in saying, are new to the stream, so enjoying life so far.
28.
Stokes and me on to 117.
45.
And we'll have 6 darts from 117. It's treble 19 now to leave double 18. Oh, we stayed up there. Sometimes it's just a case of lowering his score, isn't it? But Stokes just faltering slightly after that strong start to the leg for strong 9 darts.
42.
But time on his side, so Stokes should get a chance at a double here. I think he wanted treble 11 there.
21.
So we'll just look to set it up.
Oh, my God. 30.
Just struggling to find that big number.
Absolute slack. 56.
Stokes telling himself off. Nash does get down to a finish. Tops now for Stokes. He's hit his surround there.
3.
Was very close with his third dart. So will Nash start on the bullseye here? Hits the 25. He'll still have a chance.
That's all. 23.
Tops then for Stokes to hold his throw.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, he's a long way off there, so needs to recover. Needs to put that to the back of his mind. Double 10.
20.
Well, both players just a bit nervy here as they approach the finish line in this third leg.
57.
Nash creeping ever closer, but Stokes does have double 10.
Oh, no score.
Hit the double 6, so he's going for double 4. Nash now has an unlikely chance here to break the throw. He wouldn't have expected this. Double 8.
6. Thank you, buddy.
Well, this really could go either way here. Double trouble for both players. Stokes wants double 5.
Come on, man. 10.
Nash is back. Apologies for the language, it's just frustration. So Nash wants 16. He takes it out, so Nash does hold on. And plugs away and does break the Stokes throw. And onwards we go, and Nash will hope to try and solidify that break of throw now by holding his own here.
45.
A couple of shout outs for both players. Jamie Stokes, shout out to his daughter Zasha.
43.
And Matt Nash, a shout out for Shannon, Alfie and Sophie.
100.
And of course to his wife Lisa. So we hope you're watching or watching this back. And thank you ever so much for doing so, cheering on Matt and Jamie respectively.
31.
It's advantage Nash here in this leg, in the fourth leg, as this match goes on. Stokes at a flying start, being played in a good spirit.
37.
Nash has a good opportunity here to really turn the screw in this fourth leg. Stokes hasn't been able to find a treble.
85. Good luck. What's that? 66. Forty. 100. Starts.
Nice ton there for Stokes. Nash still with the advantage. Just having a look at the chat. Sarah Stokes.
128. Great dot.
Lovely stuff there from Nash.
75.
So 62 here for Nash. Well, 20 or 12. Wants double 16 now.
That's crap. 30. Hello.
Yeah, so Sarah Stokes cheering on Jamie.
1, 2, 3.
Stokes has really picked it up here. He's left double 13 again. Double 16 now though for Nash.
Game shot.
And he does get there, so he was under immense pressure there from Stokes, who Although started the slower in that leg of the two players, really picked it up towards the end, but he clung on. And Nash leads 3-1. So Stokes now on throw, just hopes to reverse his fortunes. Alistair Young says disco lights. I'm not sure. Oh yes, well I guess Jamie does have disco lights there, doesn't he, on the right hand side of the screen. Terry Miller cheering on Matt, as is James Lord. Adrian Arnold
42, sorry about that.
Also watching. Thank you very much. And Richard Cantwell cheering on Jamie. And James Lord says, walking in a Nashy wonderland. Yes, I think that's got a good phrase. It's got a good ring to it, that, isn't it?
25.
Adam George watching as well. Thanks ever so much, as always, Adam, for your support.
100.
Nash making great inroads here. Stokes under a bit of pressure. Of course, Jamie, as producer Paul has just pointed out to me, Jamie is Peter Stokes' brother, and Peter Stokes has been on the stream on a number of occasions in his capacity as a Premier player. So clearly a good darting pedigree in the Stokes family.
42.
Yeah, Peter Stokes missed out in the grand final last season against Wayne Barrett.
41.
So Nash has made the stronger of it here in this fifth leg.
45.
Both players averaging very steadily, just in the 60s, which is what we came to expect, what we were expecting beforehand. Lovely visit there from Nash. Gets down to a 2-darter. Stokes is not missing the treble 20 by much, in fairness.
58.
But Nash does have 6 darts from here to break the Stokes throw for the second time, potentially. Wants tops now.
52.
Just on the wire, just on the underside of the double 20.
88.
Yeah, it's good thinking, that. Just wants to make sure we didn't leave a bogey number and actually found the treble. But it could all be relative.
10.
Just on the wire, Nash couldn't quite get over the line. Now, only one treble needed in this combination for Stokes. May well he's just telling himself off.
54.
Yep, it is 54. So Nash now back for double 5. He tries to split it and he's hit double 2. So now he wants double 3.
Go shot. 2.
Unbelievable. It's the only way to go. Double 2 and a double 3. Good recovery there for Nash. You could hear him laughing to himself after he tried to hit the single 2 and hit the double, but there we go. So it's the exhibition shot.
135.
So Matt Nash leads 4-1 here. Starts off with a 135. He's in a commanding position.
45.
And producer Paul's just given me another good bit of information. Of course, Matt's wife Lisa is in Division 7 this season, so shout out to her as well.
95.
Good luck to her in her campaign. Matt certainly seems to have settled a life on the stream here.
41.
Finding the treble regularly.
60.
Max Russell, thank you for watching. Cheering on Matt Nash.
Oh, 44. Come on.
And apologies for the language there. And Darryl Clark, of course, who is a Division 2 player himself. He's watching. Thank you, Darryl.
85.
Yeah, good luck.
Darryl, of course, drew with Jamie Stokes earlier on in the season. 7-all.
59.
It's advantage Nash here. Doesn't have to go this route. Well, that's a very nice first start. So it may just stay there. Oh, he did go for it. He did go for it, in fairness.
80 scored.
Unlucky.
So, yeah, so he hit a treble 19, a single 19 to leave the ball. And then just had a wry laugh because couldn't quite take out the ball.
98.
Stokes does find a treble. It might be too late. Double 16 here for Nash.
30.
Well,
That was a chance for an 18 dart leg. Nash really has found his scoring here.
44.
This will certainly
In one.
really reinforce his position at the top of the table of 2B, and certainly seems to be settling into life on the stream very well. Averaging 65, just over 65. He's very competitive indeed. Leads 5-1.
83.
But it is the Stokes throw, so as I say, Stokes hasn't been missing the treble 20 by a very wide margin, so
Oh, wow. 22.
could click into gear at any moment. And we saw in that first leg where Stokes flew out the blocks and took it out in 21. He's certainly capable.
45.
All on the wire there for Nash, but slight advantage here to Stokes on his own throw. Good marker with the first dart.
Oh, fuck off. 30.
Sorry for the language. It's just frustration, as you can understand.
95.
Yeah, good luck.
So that makes things very interesting now. Not much to choose between them. Slender advantage to Nash after 9 darts.
43. Oh, he's the short way.
84.
Good luck.
Well, a well-found treble 19 there for Nash gives him the 60-point advantage. It puts a lot of pressure on the Stokes throw, but a nice ton there for Stokes. So scoring-wise, not much to choose between them. 7 tons for Stokes, 8 to Nash,
60.
and one score of 140 or more for Stokes. And nothing of that nature for Nash, but Nash has had a lot of scores in the 80 to 90 range. So it doesn't tell the whole story. And of course Nash's finishing has been very good indeed.
Oh no, 41.
So Stokes then wants 140. This will be some way to go, won't it? Oh, very close.
120.
Well, he's telling himself off there, but I think that's a bit harsh because it's a very good effort. But we're all dart players, we all expect the most of themselves, don't we? So he'll be back though for double 10.
49.
Just the 49 from Nash, who's just faded slightly in this leg after a strong start. Right on the wire. Can Stokes barrel in off of those two?
Nice score, buddy.
Can't, so Nash has 90, so we'll probably stay on the 20s here to leave the bull. Oh, he's gone the 18s route. So 72 left.
54.
He may have gone for double 18 there, but he leaves 36, but he won't be back for it because Stokes does take that out, so that's well deserved because he was very, very close with his efforts previously, and he gets his second leg on the board. So will that give Stokes the impetus now to kick on and apply some more pressure to Nash?
26. Great start.
Now Stokes would have heard that, so
87.
does apply some pressure with a treble on his opening throw there. And it's interesting, isn't it, virtual darts, because of course in person you can pick up on how your opponent's feeling very, very easily. Shakes of the head or swearing, whatever, that sort of thing. But obviously in virtual darts you can only go on
1, 3, 4.
their tone of voice. And Stokes has hit 3 trebles in 2 visits, so it's advantage Stokes here on the Nash throw.
59.
Stokes has held his throw twice. He's been unable to break Nash on his throw so far.
45.
So that will be the key for him. If he can find a way to do that, it'll make this match very, very interesting indeed.
22.
65.
Yeah, great thinking that. Great thinking. 195 left with 1 dart in hand. Always good to go for the bullseye because the outer bull would leave the 170.
100.
A nice ton there for Nash. His 9th of this match, but he's not on a finish. Big fish won't go. We still wait for that.
That's 26. What? Fucking attempt.
Sorry for the language. But Stokes leaves 144.
Absolute cunt.
Sorry.
41.
That's me.
Stokes telling himself off, but will he be able to G himself up here? If you can find a treble, that would be very useful. He's not far away.
60.
He edges closer. He's on a 2 dart combination now. Nash wants to try and apply some pressure, and he does do. So, crucial leg upcoming here. The difference between 6-2 and 5-3. Well, it's very, very important at this point.
36.
It's just a missed opportunity there for Stokes, you feel. Nash wants double 16 to hold his throw.
Oh, come on. 60.
Great first dart. He was disappointed he couldn't get closer. So Nash does have an opportunity to break the Stokes throw. He's been unable to do it so far. Wants tops, now wants double 10. He has hit this before.
Oh, 28.
It's a good effort, but Nash has been so clinical on that part of the board. Double 16 and double 8 have really come to his rescue in this match. And he does take out that 8th leg in 25 darts.
58.
And he does go within 1 leg of securing himself a point. So remember, it's a long format match. First 8 legs will take the victory. 7 all is the draw.
95.
So you always hope to try and get to the 7th leg first, just to guarantee yourself a point.
81.
Lovely last dart, using the other ones as to cannon in off. But yes, you always want to get to 7 legs just to force the issue.
1-2-1.
Great darts.
Great darts here from Nash. Forces the hand of Stokes.
32.
And
My age.
Nash does have a great opportunity here to apply some pressure on the Stokes throw.
100.
That's the 11th ton or more for Nash so far in this match.
Fuck off. 45.
Sorry for the language, apologies. Well, Nash really scoring very well here.
Very nice, buddy.
I mean, Nash is on to 86 after 12. His scores in this leg: 95, 121, ton, and a 99.
83.
Oh, what is that? 33.
So Nash frustrated, but he will be back for that 53. Stokes just hoping to
94.
apply some pressure. He does do. Lovely last start. And tops then for Nash. Wants double 10, I feel. Yes.
33.
Unlucky.
So it's a good effort. That was the opportunity there to guarantee himself a point. Stokes needs a treble. And he can't find it.
48.
So double 10 then for Nash for 7-2. And the finishing has been clinical really from Nash. Breaks the Stokes throw for the third time in this game. And that guarantees Nash the point. So Stokes now faces an uphill battle. That was a 19 dart leg, by the way, for Nash. Best of the game for either player.
85.
And that does guarantee Nash a point. And Stokes now faces an uphill battle because
99.
he has to win 5 legs in a row to force the draw. But Stokes is scoring well, so
41.
Okay.
this won't be easy for Nash to get over the line.
100.
Because, as you can see, Stokes throwing with a bit more freedom now. 99 followed by a ton.
45.
And has actually stolen the advantage away from Nash here.
29.
Nash has had a defeat this year. Oh, sorry, a shout out, by the way, to everyone at Champion Timber.
40.
Very nice.
That's on behalf of Matt Nash. So that's Champion Timber. If you're anyone from there who's watching, thank you very much for joining us. You must be pleased with how Nash is getting on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry for the language, apologies. Sorry.
6.
Unlucky.
Frustrated. So Stokes here has a great opportunity to apply some pressure.
Oh, you got a joke. 42.
Not what he would have wanted. But he is down to a finish first, and they all count, so
60.
So Stokes on 1-3-1. Oh, that was on. Wanted the
55.
apologies, that first one looked good. So
Oh, you dick.
Nash frustrated because he knew that a single 20 would have
66.
meant that combination was still on. So Stokes here, 76 for the break of throw.
Yeah, game in 2.
Clinical.
Well done, mate.
Clinical.
Cheers,
Very
mate.
good stuff from Stokes there. Was under pressure. And a 20 dart leg. And a break of throw. And that's the first time that Stokes has managed that in this game. So now it's on his throw. And if he can hold here, it does ask questions of Nash. And
97.
as we know, darts is all about momentum. And has the momentum just slightly shifted towards Stokes in this phase, this end game of the match. It'll be interesting to see how Nash reacts.
41.
Nash is obviously undefeated in 2B so far this season. He has had a defeat. That was in the Cup.
96.
At the hands of Nick Sheldrick, 7-6.
99.
So he's out of that competition, but he can apply all of his time into the league phase.
97.
And Stokes has been really good here because this is why stats don't always tell the whole story, because he's had a treble a turn, 97, 96 and a 97.
59.
And just what Stokes would have wanted, really, because it's on his throw.
Oh, will you fuck off?
Sorry for the
21.
apologies.
Yep, that sums it up.
Advantage Stokes, though, still at this point.
41.
Lucky me. 55.
Stokes down to a finish first then, on to 135. He's got a healthy lead here before these are thrown.
100.
Timely ton there for Nash to get down to 161. Nash has hit 12 tons to Stokes' 11, so not much to choose between them there. One score of 140 or more each. Lots of scores in the 80 and 90 bracket though, which obviously aren't in those stats. Stokes down to 55 here.
83.
Stokes is under pressure. He wanted the single 15. Hasn't found it.
Fuck off.
Oh, sorry for the... sorry for the language. Apologies. It's just frustration, as you can tell, because wanted the 55 there. Couldn't find it.
18. What an absolute...
So 78 needed for Nash as Stokes tells himself off. Nash will start on the 18s. These are potentially has a match start incoming. Well, it won't find one now.
63.
So we'll probably switch to the 13s.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, sorry for the language. Apologies.
65 scored.
I like it, man.
Yeah, I think he hit the bullseye there with his last dart. So Stokes then wants double 18. Good marker.
Ah, mate, at least have a go at it once.
A couple of darts go begging there for Stokes to keep himself in this match. Double 4. Match darts incoming.
5.
And missed by Nash. So Stokes has a reprieve. Getting a bit nervy now
Lucky, buddy.
as the stakes ramp up. Stokes knows he needs this to keep himself in, to keep him in the match.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking hell.
wow!
Look at the
Brilliant.
first two.
Look at the.
Nowhere near them. Last start, buddy.
So, sorry. Stokes does take that out. So, has the momentum shifted slightly? That's the question. Stokes has rattled off 2 legs here to keep himself in this. Still needs another 3.
82.
But Nash would have been hoping that he was home and dry by now. And Jamie, much to his credit,
36.
has kept plugging away and has prolonged the match. Nash will have to put that to the back of his mind.
100.
Hits another,
Great up.
hits another ton. Treble a turn so far for Nash. That will always ask questions.
32.
And it's advantage Nash here on his own throw.
60.
Nice and steady. Yeah, Nash has hit 13 tons to Stokes' 11.
Oh, mate. 32. You're a slag. You're a... Hey, where's my friends? Oh, God.
So I'm just laughing because, yeah.
Oh, I just knew you'd be a 5.
44.
So, Nash with a healthy lead here on his own throw as he tries to get over the line.
28. $59.
And no treble there for Stokes, so Nash is creeping ever closer
100.
and hits another ton right at a crucial moment. His second ton of this leg, 14th of the match.
11.
And is this the end of the Stokes resistance? Nash now has 6 darts here from 101. Match starting coming, I think. Very close.
12 left, 60, 77.
So 89 scored there for Nash. And another match start goes begging, but he will get more because Stokes is way back on 287.
87.
Does find a treble, but double 6 now for Nash. Getting closer.
He's in the wrong bed. No score. Unlucky,
He will be back.
140.
Well, a great visit there for Stokes, and that just asks the question of Nash, but he does take it out. So let me just fade them down there. A great effort there from Matt Nash, but some very good resistance from Jamie, it must be said there. So let me just show you the stats. Faded them down, of course. Yeah, so 8-4 the scoreline there for Nash. Of course, Stokes flew out of the blocks before Nash then recovered to open up that gap, and then a bit of resistance there at the end from Stokes. Not really much to choose between them in the scoring stakes. They neither actually had a max in the end, but 14 tons to Nash, 11 tons to Stokes, and two scores of 140 or more for Stokes to Nash's 1. But it was the finishing really for Nash, and those scores in the 80 to 90 region which really proved to be the difference. And that nice 19 dart leg for Nash and a 20 dart leg for Stokes. Stokes, of course, did have that lovely 76 finish to pick up his second leg of the match. So, hope you've enjoyed tonight's streams. Thank you ever so much for watching again. We'll be back actually on Easter Sunday for a double header. Not quite sure what we have in store for you there, but I'm sure it'll be a good one. And do consider subscribing to the channel while you're here. Thank you.